So with the thenedge 1.5, we introduced support for HSMs. So via this, API called PKCS11, to access basically private keys, which are stored in this kind of secure module. So with the initial kind of feature, we limited it to only kind of using this kind of HSM interface when we're trying to connect to the cloud, because it's part of the TLS handshake. So, but we didn't include some nice, like, how do you renew a certificate and all these kinds of things. So we're bringing in, like, slowly, bit by bit, we want to improve the HSM integration so that it becomes a seamless, so you really don't really, well, you wouldn't really know that you're using a HSM, nor should you really care. It'd just be, hey, cool, it's stored securely. But you can run all of the commands that you're running in thenedge before, so the cert renew and all of that. So the cert renew is one of the first ones for a tighter HSM integration that we're going for. But we will also have some upcoming additional features like cert create, where you can actually also create the private key and store that in the HSM as well. But today we want to focus on the integration of the cert renew, because that's maybe the most interesting part, because generally you only create the key once. So this is looking at how to renew the certificate, an existing certificate where the private key is stored in the HSM. So this works really nicely with the Commodity CA feature, or it uses the Commodity CA feature. So for a really hands-free renewal of the certificates, regardless where it's stored. So for the presentation, I'll hand over to Marcel, who did the feature.
Yep, okay. Okay, I assume you can see my screen?
Yes, we can.
And the text is good size? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, just as Ruben said, we are expanding the HSM support to the feature set to yeah, make it so that you don't need any more additional tools to use the HSM. Just everything should be in thenedge. Everything that you need to use the HSM, that is. So yeah, one of these things is this features is renewing the certificate when the private key is on the HSM. So previously this was not possible because yeah, the private key on the HSM, we can't read it, but we need the private key to sign it. So it was previously possible using the cert tool, which is an additional tool from the GNU TLS project. But yeah, now we've enabled in thenedge, so that yeah, in thenedge you don't need any other tools. That tedge cert renew command just works. So I will show you exactly how it works. So yeah, here I open up my tedge config. So as you can see, we are using the crypto key feature. We are using a socket to the tedge P11 server, and we will yeah, module path is not used. Built-in bridge is obviously enabled, and yeah, one thing here is the key that we will be using on the HSM. So we can see the token, Cumulocity token, and object Cumulocity keeper. So yeah, this is the keeper, the private key rather, on the HSM. So we can see it's there. It's an elliptic curve key, and yeah, now we can just use the tedge cert renew. And yeah, we use the private key on the HSM to sign the certificate signing request. And now that we have the certificate signing request, yeah, we can we obtain the certificate rather. We can just do a reconnect. Yeah, and we can see the new certificate is validated. The new certificate is used, and we can see that. Here in the crypto key line, we use this key on the HSM to sign the CSR and get the renewed certificate. And yeah, as previously said, the work is ongoing to expand this so that you can actually start with like create a private key on the HSM also with just tedge. So yeah, that would be all.
So yeah, the fact that it doesn't look that interesting is actually a really good point, because it is seamless integration with what we have already. So that means, and to reduce the dependency on other tooling is also makes your life easier when you're integrating new devices. So we've also seen some random devices that will have such very limited resources available, whether it's disk space or they just don't have any kind of repositories that you can connect to, that having the critical functionality built in to the tedge kind of CLI and the tooling altogether then simplifies your dependencies, because you don't need to pull in anything else. You just install thinedge, and then that has all of your tools that you need to kind of get going. So it makes it a lot more portable and all those kind of things. So hopefully that should kind of ease a bit of like the interface with HSM, and also normalize it. So if you have like some devices which are using HSMs and some aren't, then it kind of makes it easier to, you don't really need to know the device context, because the tedge command is exactly the same. So you could run it, tedge cert renew on the whole fleet, and the device knows its context and go, do I need to use HSM interface or not? That's up to the device to know. So it makes it very easy to manage these kinds of things.